Facts First presents Wife Divorces Her Husband Who Gambled Away Their Son in India. There are millions of people around the world who suffer from a gambling addiction. Some people spend half their lives in one or more of the thousands of casinos all over the world. Some people lose everything that they have, betting on sporting events, either legally or illegally. Some people have such a serious addiction that they have gambled away their own vehicles, their homes, even their life savings. Many marriages can't withstand a gambling addiction. In many cases, the addict's spouse can't take the consequences of the addiction and they file for divorce. If a marriage is going to be strong, truth and honesty are required. Most gambling addicts will do anything they can to cover up their addiction. When the problem becomes too serious, it can be impossible to hide. This is where the addict loses everything, including their wife and children. A couple in India got divorced as a result of gambling, but for a much more horrifying reason than you could ever imagine. This might sound like a story of fiction, but it is the true story of a wife who divorced her husband because he gambled away their son in India. According to the Times of India, a man known only as Moshi from New Delhi had a gambling problem which caused his wife to leave him. The reason she left wasn't that he gambled away their home or their life savings. They lost something much more precious. She left her husband because he was gambling, and rather than betting money, he bet his family. He didn't have the money he needed to cover his bet, so he offered his wife and his 2 children. What makes the story so insane is that the government didn't do anything to help this family. The man that Moshi lost to was named Imran. After winning the bet, he went to Moshi's home to collect his wife and 2 children when his wife kicked, screamed, and protested, obviously for good reason. The men who came for her threatened to kill her and her 2 sons if they didn't go with them. The matter went before a village council, and it was up to the council to decide the outcome. After hearing the situation, you would think that the council would find the bet null and void because the trade of human beings was involved. Instead, they decided that Moshi's wife and one of their children could remain in the house, but the other child would need to be given to Imran to pay off the debt. The village council couldn't believe that the debt was high enough to warrant all 3 of the family members to be given to Imran. They found just 1 child would be enough to pay off Moshi's debt. Sadly, the boy was just 2 years old when he was taken away by strangers. The incident took place back in 2015. However, it recently hit the news again because the police have finally agreed to step in and investigate what happened to see if the boy could be returned to his home. Moshi and his wife were married in 2012. He was a well-known gambling addict at the time, but his wife didn't know how serious his problem was when they were married. The couple had twin sons together before he decided to gamble away his family. When her son was taken away, Moshi's wife filed a police report against her husband and 5 other men. To the police, the story sounded completely outrageous, and they refused to take the case. They wouldn't even look into it. Since losing her son in 2015, she refused to give up just like any loving mother would do. She reached out to anyone who she thought could help, but nobody was willing to investigate. According to the police, the case was a simple family dispute which should be handled on their own. Because her son's life is at stake, she decided that she would not give up until she was able to find someone who was willing to help. For the past 3 years, she refused to give up on her son. When she filed a petition in district court, they ordered the police to open a case against her husband and the other men involved in the gambling ring. The case is now finally under investigation. A team has been put in place to track down Moshi, Imran, and the other 3 men involved. They're also looking for the child. Moshi's wife's hoping that all of the people involved are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. She also wants the village council to be charged as well. Her main focus, however, is to finally be reunited with her son. She left her husband not long after her son was taken away. Today she is remarried to another man who is much younger than she is. Her new husband is also from New Delhi, and hopefully this one doesn't have a gambling problem. Since the 2 got together, the new husband has been nothing but supportive of his new wife in her quest to find her son. She says that without him, she may not have been able to go on with the fight. The investigation just recently began, and hopefully the family will finally be reunited. This has been hard on the son who remained with his mother as well because his brother was a twin. Since his twin brother was ripped from the family home, he feels as though half of him is missing. Finding his twin brother is just as important to him as it is to his mom. Hopefully the police will not give up until the boy is found. Today he would be 5 years old. The next time you decide to go to the casino to gamble, or if you're planning to place a bet on your favorite team, make sure you don't bet above your means. Most people would never think of gambling away their families. However, if you find yourself in over your head, you still might lose your family and everything that you own. Gamble in moderation, or don't gamble at all. Subscribe for more.